Rachel Stone was born on January 10th, 1874, in Madison County, Illinois. She was the only child of Alan and Sarah or Sally Cash Stone. When Rachel was born, her father was 21 and her mother was 16. On the 1880 census, I found Rachel. She was 6 years old, and her family had moved to Ozark County, Missouri at that point. Her father was making his living as a farmer, and her mother was working as a housewife. On February 4th, 1888, when Rachel was 14, she married 24-year-old Edward or Ed Crain. Ed also made his living as a farmer. Rachel would have 3 children with Ed over the next 10 years. 1 year after their marriage, at the age of 15, Rachel gave birth to their first child, a son named Wesley Ray Crain. 1 year later, at the age of 16, she had a daughter named Murdy. And then 4 years later, at the age of 20, she had another daughter named Essie Louise. Rachel passed away on August 3rd, 1898, at the age of 24. I wasn't able to find out what her cause of death was. When she died, it had been 4 years since she had her last child, so my guess was something related to childbirth or pregnancy. When Rachel passed away, she left behind her 3 very small children. Their ages were 9, 7, and 4. In 1903, 5 years after Rachel passed away, 39-year-old Ed Crain married 19-year-old Minnie Dobbs. In the 1910 census, Ed had moved his family from Ozark County to Woodward City in Oklahoma, where they would live the rest of their lives. Ed and Minnie would have 7 more children together, making a total of 10 children for Ed. After moving, Ed enrolled all of his kids in the public school nearby. All of Ed's children, with both Rachel and Minnie, would live well into adulthood. I did, however, find one sad story about Ed and Minnie's 3rd son, Orville. Orville was a veteran of World War II. He died in Texas at the age of 54 due to blunt force trauma to the head and a broken neck. The police report stated he had been run over by a car, dragged 36 feet, and the driver had left him to die. He was married and a father to 3 children. After moving to Oklahoma, Ed made his living off his land farming wheat. Find a Grave said the land his farm used to sit on has an airport on it today. In 1915, Ed ran for sheriff of Woodward County, but he did lose to the other candidate. Ed died in 1936 at the age of 70. He is buried in Elmwood Cemetery in Woodward County, Oklahoma. Minnie would pass away 37 years later in 1973 at the age of 89. She did remarry to a man named Buck Harmon after Ed died, but she is buried in Elmwood with Ed. Rachel is buried at the County Line Cemetery in Ozark County, Missouri. Find a Grave lists that both of Rachel's parents are also buried at the County Line Cemetery as well, but their graves are either gone or they are field stones. There is a large field stone right next to Rachel's grave, which I suspect is one of her parents. The County Line Cemetery has 2 other Crains buried in it. They are 2 children named Horace and Thelma Crain. After a little bit of digging, I found out the children's father, Pleasant or Ples Crain, was Ed Crain's half-brother. So Rachel would have been the children's aunt. The children are buried at the opposite end of the cemetery from Rachel. When I say opposite end, I mean they are as far from her grave as they could possibly get, which made me wonder if the brothers didn't get along. Usually families related to each other buried loved ones in the same plot area or the same row. Rachel has the most ornate stone in the cemetery. It has several carvings of flowers on the side and the cool little design along the bottom of the base. Her stone has something carved on the top. It looks like it's possibly drapes or curtains opening up. My thought was it was something that symbolized her entering heaven. I'll pop a picture of it up in the video. If you have a better idea of what you think it is, let me know in the comments. I also thought maybe it looked like a blooming flower. I'm really not sure. Her epitaph reads at the bottom, "Rest, mother, rest in quiet sleep, while friends in sorrow weep." Here are the before and after pictures of her stone. I took the after shot 3 months after the first cleaning. I'm not going to lie, I was a bit disappointed when I went back at how much of that black mold growth was still on the top of her stone, but you can read her stone and the epitaph clearly now. I also uploaded the clean photo to her finder grave. If you want to hear more stories like this one, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post a new video every week. Thank you so much for watching.